can you learn to trust God when your life gets turned upside down? Or to put it another way, when life doesn't go the way you wanted, or as Lori said, you find yourself in a storm. I mean, are you in a situation right now in your life that has made you maybe even mad at God? Is it possible that it's because you know that God could have done something to stop it, but he didn't? And maybe you wondered why not? Well, the story of Jonah tells this exact story. If you've never read the story before, go to your Bible and read it. It's a fascinating story. But basically, God tells Jonah to go to a group of people called the Ninevites. They are basically Assyrians, and preach God's forgiveness and grace. But Jonah doesn't want that. He wants them wiped out. And you can't blame him. They were brutal, ruthless oppressors. So, to teach him a lesson, God uses an illustrated sermon. It's a very hot day. Jonah is very hot, and so he goes to sit under a plant. And as he sits under that plant, it withers, and the sun is beating down on his head, and he is bitter, he is angry, he is mad. And maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you feel like your situation is burning you, and you're frustrated at God. And so Jonah, in Jonah 4:10 and 11, is complaining to God, and God said to him in reverse, "But the Lord said, you have been concerned about a plant. Though you did not tend it or make it grow, it sprang up overnight and died overnight. And should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, in which there are more than 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hand from their left?" See, God starts with the truth that he really actually has the right to do whatever he wants because he created everything we experience. You may not like this answer, I don't always either, but it is true. Because we brought nothing into being, it's not ours to decide. It would be like me being mad at you if you bought me a car and then decide to paint it whatever color you wanted when I wanted it a certain color. The truth is, you bought it, that's your decision. But the other part about this is that God is not fatalistic. God explains that, yeah, he actually has a plan, and his plan is driven by mercy. You may not see it or understand it, but underneath everything God does is his incredible love for people. And so he says, should I not be concerned about the Ninevites? This reveals his heart. See, you need to know that God is not going to do anything that will rob people of an opportunity to receive mercy. And so God allowed Jonah to be swallowed by a whale and vomited up in Assyria so that his truth could reach a group of people far from God. They did not know the truth. And so God reminds Jonah finally that we as human beings are limited. We don't know what is right. He said we can't tell our right hand from our left. And so we have to trust that God is working all things together for good. You have to trust the process. And that is how you learn to trust God. And that is a stepping stone toward being who God created you to be.